Hello, my name is Mateo Vasquez, and today I'll be taking you through the wonderful world of IT. Today's topic is...
So, in this video, we're going to be talking about the installation phase of IT, design. Basically, there are three real types of installation, although technically there are four with the pilot operation, but we're not really going to cover that. It's just another way to do phased operation. So what we have is direct cutover, parallel operation, and phased operation, or they're called changed overs, as I like to say, but this image likes to call them operations. They're the same thing. Anyway, so the first one is direct changeover. Direct changeover is probably both the simplest and at the same time the most difficult to do. In actual acquisition and beginning it's fairly simple. You literally change the entire old system to the new system in one fell swoop in one day or something like that. It's done very quickly. And that allows the new system to be implemented on a large scale and everything to be up and running as soon as possible and everyone operating on the newest software, everything like that. Unfortunately, it has the issue of needing a lot of planning before it can actually be implemented. Mainly through, everything that goes into it. Because there's no initial trial or any type like that, any errors that occur will affect everyone at the same time, and there will be no old system for the backup. So yeah, a lot can go wrong if this is done incorrectly. However, if it's done correctly, it's incredibly quick. You just need to plan it out before you implement it. And then this is the most recommended of all the types. The phased changeover is probably the easiest one to do in terms of planning. Well, no, it's the second easiest, but I think this is just pros and cons of both of them. This one is probably more commonly used. What you do is you implement the new system in a smaller portion originally, while still retaining a large portion having the old system. Or really, it's by department. You switch one department first, then you switch the next department, and you keep doing that, so that the old system diminishes while the new system takes rise, checking to make sure there's no bugs and it's actually usable until eventually the new system replaces the old system. This takes probably the most time in actual implementation because you have to go through each department individually. And now at any point you can go directly to the direct changeover, just everything implemented after you're sure that it works, but you need to just, usually it's kept staggered all the way through. Basic stuff, you run trials, make sure everything works well, and just do it. It's not as intensive in planning as direct changeover, but it does require more actual downtime. The final version is parallel changeover. This one requires the least amount of pre-planning, but requires the most amount of physical intensivity of making it work. It's because you run the old system and the new system concurrently until eventually you just decide to run the new system after a trial. The issue with this is that everyone has to run both systems at the same time. This requires usually multiple data entries, running everything in double. Backup copies have to be made for both systems then, and you're doubling the work. So while it's being implemented, this is probably the hardest of them to all take over. However, this has the most, feasibility and safety features of it all. If anything is to go wrong with the new system, and with implementation, usually someone's going to mess up somewhere, which is why planning is so important. Then you have the old system to fall back onto. Everyone's familiar with it, and it doesn't take any time to just say, okay, the new system doesn't really work, we can scrap it and keep running the old system. And there's not that whole problem of having to change back over. Again, though, this is an incredibly intensive one to use. You've got to make sure you're willing to do it before you actually begin using it. Well, these are my references. Yeah, same thing, Stuart Gray. And then I also got the photos from school, Wikipedia, and then Wikimedia. Pretty easy photos to find, and they had the nice consistency. So, yep, there you go.
Well, that's all I've got to say for now. So, until next time, bye.